too. And the first guys, they should have spanked them, and they did. Hey, you got to let the foot off the throttle sometime, and that's basically what the Matadors have done. But it's a big ball game. Before we get to the top 10, let's talk to John Mele. John, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Rich?
Doing pretty good, John. I know things have got to be looking pretty good around campus right now. This is a very big ball game for you guys last week, and I put it up there with your championship run because going down latter part of the season, nobody's going to be able to say you guys ducked anybody. You guys beat a really good team last week.
Yeah, Fountain Valley was ranked number 4 in Division I, and I told the kids we played well. This is a good test for us, and also Lusinger was a real big test for us too. As you know, they gave every what they wanted against Los Alamitos. It was 28-20, and they could have won the game. So, hey, preseason we found out a little bit about our team. So hopefully we continue doing well.
I think it's good to find out these things early, John, in the fact that the team knows now that you can go in there and play bigger teams because your linemen for La Miradas, is undersized this year, but you couldn't tell. You can't tell by the way they're playing right now.
No, I thought our linemen are really doing an excellent job. Mike Cardona's really put these kids together, and it's just a great job for Eric. This last game, I don't think Eric got hit very hard at all, and I'm real happy about that.
Well, you know what I liked about the Fountain Valley game was the fact that, even when the game was pretty much decided, they didn't get cheap on you. They didn't start cheap shotting. They played like a professional team. They played very well, hard-hitting ball game, and there was no extracurricular stuff. And oftentimes when you get two teams that are very competitive together, once one team knows they're beat, they start going after each other individually. But that didn't happen at all.
No, it was a well-played game, and what I liked about my team, the first quarter, we didn't play very well. And they kind of controlled the game, but we hung in there, and then Myers hit the long pass to Bo Price, and things started turning around. And in the second half, we put it to them. I thought second half we controlled the game.
Is this the most balanced team that you've ever had? Do you think right now, as far as the offensive power? I mean, you can look at it. Myers 70-yard touchdown pass, 40-yard touchdown bombs are routine, and then the running game. You can always go heavy with the big fullback Rudiger, or you can go a little bit of speed with, you found it with Williams, and Vaca is like in between a big guy and I don't want to say a little guy because he's not little, but he's got some speed on him. So it seems like right now offensively, plus all the wide receivers we haven't even talked about yet, it seems to me in the last 10, 12 years, this is about the most balance I can honestly say I've really seen any team had in a long, long time, and especially at La Mirada.
Yeah, the big question mark was the offensive line. With Zaha, the only kid coming back, and Spears got a little playing time, but I'll tell you that offensive line is right now showing us, great La Mirada football and giving Eric a lot of time. Plus, like you said, we got 3 good running backs with Vaca, Williams, and Rudiger, and then the receivers, got some good receivers. And right now, I have to say this is one of the best offenses we've had in a long time since I've been coaching.
Well, it's definitely a powerful one, and again, people, as I go around town, I hear everything from everybody, so I got to tell them what's going on, and I had to wait till this game to really see how strong this team was, and there's no doubt. Fountain Valley's not modern-day Long Beach Poly, but heck, they're the next best thing, and that was a good win. I talked to Eric Johnson before the game, and I asked him point blank, what's that losing to Los Al game mean tonight? Try to put it in some perspective. He says, well, it just means La Mirada right now is about as good as Los Alamitos. And, Coach, that says a lot. That's just coming a long way when you get put up in that kind of company, especially in that D1, when that team, which gets the best athletes in the area, goes to the semis every year in Division I.
Right.
So that's good company right now. Really good company, I would say.
Right.
Defensively, Coach, what's been the key?
Well, defensively, I'll tell you, some people say, we're having some problems, but let me tell you something. We played real well against El Dorado defensively. We had a couple breakdowns in the kickoff and then a long pass first game. But, hey, let me tell you, Lusinger is a very good offensive team. Look what they did. They got 400 yards against Los Alamitos. Mm-hmm. And they're good. And then all of a sudden, Fountain Valley has a great offensive line. They got 3 out of the 4 kids coming back. They got a transfer from Modern Day that's, 6'3", 280. And they had a great offensive line. And our kids hung in there. And, like I said, hey, their offensive line, blocked well. It was tough to get in there. But also that quarterback didn't play against Carson, and he came back, and he's a great athlete, that quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
And, I say defensively, we had some problems, but, hey, they're a good offensive team, too. So, hey, we'll find out this week in the league how good we really are.
Well, this week's the test. You can throw out what Mayfair's done so far in the season, and they really, except for the Lakewood game, haven't been blown out, and they played a pretty good preseason schedule, but it's like anything else, John. When you have a crosstown thing, which this has become now, You throw everything out the window, and this is for everything. Normally we're talking about this week 9, week 10, but it's early this year. And right now, it appears to me La Mirada's passed the test. Mayfair has not. But that doesn't mean anything this week, and I think you know that.
Oh, yeah. You know, Mayfair's got athletes. You know, they got that Connect kid, and the quarterback is back from last year.
Right.
And they got that big tight end, and they got 2 out of the 4 linemen coming back. And they got athletes, you know. And as you know, football's a funny sport.
Yep.
Things go wrong here and there and can turn the game around. But if we play our consistent game, we're going to get them.
Well, the best thing this week is for, the kids to forget about, their press clippings from last week and the week before and go back a year or two and remember that feeling you had when you got beat, because you're going to have to feed off something coming in, because I detect a lot of overconfidence right now.
Well, that's the one thing we stress, that, hey, preseason is one season. Hey, we'll start all over again. You gotta give me the concentration this week, and we'll do our job. And we have the athletes, and if we can play well, offense, defense, we're going to win this game. I really believe it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Of course, that game, 7 o'clock at La Mirada. It's another renewal, man. In the old days, this was a dog game. We'd see us televising a game like this, but it's changed quite a bit. And this game, I think, will be good. I don't know how it's going to go, John. I don't know what they've got lined up for you. I don't know what you're going to do with them. Right now, I think if you guys just do what you do, it's a done deal. But, again, it's easy for me to sit here and say that, but we've saw the last 3 games, and we know there's a lot of power. And La Mirada's for real. That's why they jumped over to San Gabriel Valley this year when we did the rankings. They're right on top. Suburban League, I think, at the beginning, had the 2 best teams, and I think these guys did too. There's still one there, though, and, hey, Mayfair, we still got a way to go before the season ends, and this one's going to be good. I have no doubt. I just have no doubt. Just can't let them creep up on you guys.
Right. We just got to play consistent, no turnovers, and don't lose any key injuries. That's a big part too, as you know, in football. And if we can stay healthy and do the right things, we're going to win this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it, John. Congratulations on the fast start. Now it's league. Now it's league, man. You open up with the biggest dog on the block, so it'll be a good one. We're looking forward to it. John, again, continued success at La Mirada.
Thank you very much.
All right. John Mele, the head coach over at La Mirada High School, checking in. And, of course, he's got his Matadors tuned up, man. Those guys are firing on all cylinders, doing a great job right now. And now we have a guy that's used to kicking a lot of tail lately, but has gotten in a fight with some pretty big schools so far in this preseason. It's the Mike Fitch from Mayfair. Mike, how you doing?
Rich, how you doing? We're doing pretty good.
Good deal, man. Hey, thank you for joining us. Of course, we're talking right now about the big game with La Mirada and Mayfair, and I was just kidding with John Mele, talking about years ago. This game really wasn't worth attending, but it's really gone in the last 4 or 5 years. It's really garnered a lot of interest, and it's a major source of competition in the Suburban League. It's the best game every year.
Well, I appreciate that. We hope we can give them a good game Friday night. We're coming into their part of town, and they're really hard to beat at home. And we know it. We know, the task that's in front of us, and we're going to come in and hopefully we're going to give them a good game. I know they're red hot right now, and their offense is really humming. And defensively, they got a Division I scholarship player playing middle linebacker, and he's surrounded by some good people. So it's a good, solid La Mirada team.
Yes, it's a good one, and it's funny, Mike. This year's team, I got to tell you, and I've been saying it week after week. This is a team that's just basically loaded. May not have the greatest athletes, but they're just loaded with talent. And right now they're putting it together, and it seems like they can come from just about anywhere on this team and do damage. It's not like they're relying on the running game or they're relying on the passing game. Each one opens up the lane for the other, and it seems like they've been imposing their will on everybody. And nothing convinced me more than last week's game against Fountain Valley. Nothing will convince me that these guys couldn't play in Division I this year somewhere.
Yeah, they're legit, and he's got a really good passing attack. Meyer, he throws a really, really good tight spiral, and he makes pretty good choices too. He hasn't thrown a whole lot of picks.
No.
And he's been able to throw the short ball well, the long and intermediate. So we got our hands full. He looks really, really good. But he's also surrounded with a good bunch. And they are playing as a team. That's something. It looks like him and Bo and Shavers and all those kids. They look like they've been playing together since. They were probably ball boys or something. They look like they've been together a long time.
Hey, Mike, let me stop you for a second. I believe Meyer, Rudiger, Erickson, a couple, 4 more, they were like junior All-American champions together. And so they've all come up. I don't think they've missed a year of football since they were that young.
Yeah, you could tell they've got really good chemistry, and it's almost like they're able to communicate with one another even inside their helmets. They're thinking together, and that's a good mix, and they're a good squad, and it's going to be a situation where we're getting a chance to play one of the finest teams, I think, in the Southern section. I mean, they just got done beating a good Fountain Valley team, and losing her last year was in the semifinals, and I think they lost to Hart.
Yeah.
And they're no slouches, and they went out and probably threw for about 400 yards, and Bo really had a chance to show his stuff. So it's kind of one of those things when you look at them on film and just go, well, here we go. I mean, it's they look like a very good football team that they're well coached, and we know they're going to exploit any weaknesses we have. So on the other hand, I believe I've got a good team too. I'll still stick by it. Maybe we haven't played as a team. I know in the Lakewood game we just shot ourselves in the foot and we embarrassed ourselves, and we got over it. We played Marina tough. You give us another minute in the game, and when the game ends, we're at their 10, and there's it's 21-13. So it wasn't like they blew us out. And I'll tell you, Marina will be in the playoffs. It's kind of funny because they're in the same league with Fountain Valley, and they'll play. And I you talk about a league with Los Al, Fountain Valley, Esperanza, and Marina. I mean, that's some good ball. So I think both of us have we didn't have to play Lakewood. We renewed them in our contract, and it's our first year with Marina, so we didn't. It's not like we're playing Pop Warner teams. We played some good teams, but we got beat, and La Mirada played some good teams, and they beat them. So you can call us underdogs, but that's why I call it a game. You never know.
Yeah, the shoe's on the other foot. This is like the year when you had Harrison and Williams together in the backfield with Allen was a sophomore, and you guys could just impose your will on anybody, and it seems like it's kind of flip-flop a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Right now, as it stands, you guys are still league champs. You have to defend it, and it's coming in week 1 instead of week 10 like it normally does. And
well, it's still, though, I'll tell you, anybody that thinks that, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be November when the championship's going to be crowned, and all you need to do is go out and take a team for granted, and your title hopes could be just washed, right down the drain. You gotta take them one at a time, and it just happens that we've got one of the tougher teams, and I think they do too. I say, we're not going to go out there and lay an egg. We're planning on, coming out and getting after it, but still, all you need to do is take a team lightly, and the next thing you know, you get yourself thumped. So. And I think we've learned that about maybe underestimating some people. So
yeah, but I'll say it again, Mike. Whoever wins this game is a Suburban League champ. It's hard to see it any other way right now. I know Artesia's up. I know Norwalk's starting to make some noise. Glenn has been on a roll, but they're not beating or playing anywhere near the caliber of teams you and the Matadors have been playing so far. So I'm not going to read anything into that. All I can tell you is that you two teams are the finest two teams in the area, bar none. And it's going to be good, man. And I can't wait to see it mix up. This time, I don't think you guys got enough firepower to beat them, but it's going to be a good game just the same. And like you said, football's a funny game. That's why we play the games. We'll see what happens.
No, Rich, when we played Irvine, I look back at that game, and I still think, I mean, and coaches, they'll all tell you, sometimes a better team doesn't always win.
Well,
and
that's right. They took
but, it could rain. There's a lot of factors that could go into it, but the bottom line is in high school football, you're playing for your school, your community, mom and pops, and everybody involved. And it's not like the NFL. You're playing for everything.
That's
and I just feel like we're not going to go out there and we're not going to get intimidated. We've only played 3 games, and so have they. So we're not going to lay down and die. We're going to come down there. We're going to be ready to play for 4 quarters, and I know they are too. And they've got a good squad, and but we're going to be there. It's not going to be a matter of we're going to walk out there and just die. I mean, it's going to be a ball game. But I know you got your opinion, and I've seen them, and I'll tell you they're good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many teams out there are better than them, but
You're going to try to be the one on Friday, though. I agree. Hey, you know what? You got to come out with that mindset. I just expect 5,000-6,000. That's what I'm expecting at La Mirada High School this weekend.
You know, I've heard that. You know, I live in Whittier, and I've heard all kinds of stuff. You know, and all the mess that goes on out here. And I heard they're going to hang 50 on us and everything like that. And you know, that's just one of those things. Hey, I'll take the role of an underdog. You know, it doesn't matter. But you know, it's right now they're excited, and they should be. They've got a good team, maybe the best team they've had in a few years.
Well, like I said, Mike, you're the defending league champion right now. They have to beat you to take the crown.
I agree with that 100%. And the crown will be decided in November.
Yeah, and it won't be no milk bucket either. All right.
Well, you know what? We're going to keep playing them. You know, Lakewood's a big school.
I know.
And, you know, we embarrassed ourselves, but, you know, we've still got a lot of football to be played. I still think we're going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
And I think we're going to get better every week. So it's just,
I have no doubt.
Right now, it just kind of happened to where we have to play them first. I mean, nobody wants to volunteer to play them first.
No,
but,
I know.
You know, we'll play them. And in fact, if you look at the southern section, there's not a whole lot of people that probably like to play them anyway.
Right.
So
I hear you.
it's fine. We'll take them on. And
it's Friday.
No, I mean, I look at it and I think, you know, they're one of the finest teams out there. And for us, it'll make us better or it'll kill us. So
yeah, and maybe
we got to step it up, you know, become men, or you know, go ahead and falter. But I really feel,
and Mike,
I like playing good teams, and they're about as good as they get.
And let me just say this as we close. You know, this may only be the first time this year you meet him. You may meet him twice. So on that, we'll hang it up. But hey, Mike, thanks a bunch, man. Good luck to you on Friday. We'll talk to you.
Hey, one thing though, please.
Yes.
You know what? I appreciate you not giving up after our big defeat at Lakewood. You still, you know, are gonna. You know, you still give me a call. You haven't, you know, changed your number and told me not to call anymore. I appreciate you keeping up with us even when we stumbled.
That's all right, Mike.
You're a class act. Appreciate it, Rich.
All right, Mike. Thank you.
All right, bye.
That's Mike Fitch over at Mayfair High School. And, of course, it's a big game, man. I know we don't talk and get serious about any of these games, not really until the league starts and we get down to week 7, 8, and 9. And then that's when, like Mike was just saying right now, that's when the champion's going to be crowned. But make no mistake, this is the most key game of the week. Hey, you guys got the big game this week.